Now this video is for my son and my daughter. So I think a lot of us, we have parents, but our parents haven't told us what it was like growing up as a young person. So I want to start back at the beginning and work my way forward. So especially for my daughter, I think because I'm a woman and she's a woman, she'll understand this video more than anyone. I'm going to start when I was a baby. When I was a baby, I can remember being a small baby, just a little bit. I can remember being loved and being very small and needing someone. I remember my sister Ben holding me a lot. I remember growing up as a little child in Mississippi. I remember playing as a little child and being disciplined quite a lot. I remember my mother was a strong, I'm sorry, I got to turn this fan off. My mother was a strong disciplinarian because she worked a lot, so she had a lot on her plate at all times. So I was a handful. I treated the world as if it was my playground. I was a fairy. I always wanted to be a fairy. I would run around being a fairy. So baby, what I can tell you, when you were a baby, you were a lot like me. Ryan, I'm going to do another one for you, but this is for Tati. You were a lot like me, baby. Free, happy, just good, just wanting to help. I always wanted to help. Very small, didn't know what I could do or what I couldn't do. But as I grew up in life, I can remember starting to feel the pain of growing up, knowing that I needed my brothers. I loved my sisters, and I didn't have my mom or my father around enough. That's why when I fell in love with GC, the love was unbearable because I put everything I had into him, and that I'm jumping forward. So as I was a little girl, I was started to have fear of closets, fear of outdoor spaces, fear of indoor spaces, just fear from just being controlled, abused, you know. We didn't call it abuse back then, but it was. So moving forward, I'm a little girl. I'm going off to school. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I have butterflies in my stomach constantly. I don't know if I'm coming or going. I know I'm happy, then I'm very sad. I'm hungry a lot, and I'm cold. Didn't like being cold. It was a lot for me to be cold. So now, moving forward, I've made it through middle school. I have some kind of learning disorder. I know I'm having a hard time reading and doing everything that I need to do, but I think if I just keep going, if I keep pushing, if I can just stay in my fairyland, no one will notice. I'll dance, I'll sing, I'll do whatever I need to do. I'll move faster through the universe, and no one will notice that I have this disorder where I can't keep up with my classmates. So move forward into high school, and this is when I start to be really insecure. Sexuality starts to happen. I start to like boys. I start to notice them more. I start to see things differently, and I'm ugly. I feel very ugly, especially my last year of middle school, very ugly, because this is when you would get that stage where your body is starting to change a lot. Body is changing, everything's changing around me, everything's changing about me, and I have even more fear. And all of a sudden, you're a woman. How? No one's told me about this thing. This thing just happens to me, and it's even more scary, as more fear, because all of a sudden you've got this monthly visitor that's very painful. Sometimes can knock you out. Sometimes can make you unconscious. It's so much trauma in your life with this thing that hasn't been talked about. You don't know what it is, but you move through it. You push through it, and all of a sudden you're in high school. You know, you're in high school looking good. You come back from one summer vacation, and all of a sudden you got your lady lumps. Oh, wow, lady lumps in a little butt, and notice the boys are going like meow, meow, and you're like, what's up, what's up? And this is when you realize you've gone from a child to a young teenager and able to procreate, and you won't be doing that, but your body wants to. So you go through these tumultuous years of teenage drama, and you get through that, and all of a sudden you get through high school, and it's even more fear because you have to leave all your friends. You're a woman, you got this monthly visitor, you're nervous, you have anxiety. Now all of a sudden you're supposed to make decisions about college, this thing called college. This career, you're supposed to at 17, 16 decide who you're supposed to be, and you still haven't figured out anything about life, and you still have the pain of your first love that you're no longer with, and all of a sudden you realize that not only do you have to leave the school, you have to leave home. So you don't have a home, you don't have a school, your friends are all gone, and you are 17, close to 18, old enough to go to war, but not old enough to drink or to smoke. But hello, the big decisions start to come. Before you know it, you're just trying to paddle as quick as you can, get through those rough 17, 18, 19. You get to a place of calm where you're either in college or thinking about college or working, not working, or you're home or you're not home. I wasn't home. I left the day of graduation or the day after high school. And so I'm in a new place. And a lot of tension from boys. I've left the one person that I was clinging to. I've left my home, and I'm with family, a little family, but I'm alone. So you move through those years, like before you know it, you're 20. You're 20 and you want to do all these things and whatever's on your plate, model, dance, businesswoman. You just keep pushing forward. It's painful. You're in love and then you're not in love. You're sexual, then you're not sexual. Very confusing time. And this whole entire time you're trying to find a spiritual ground, a mental ground, a physical ground for yourself. So you're either eating or you're not eating. Most of the time not eating. Through my 20s was not a good time for food, and me not a good relationship with food. So I just didn't bother with it. Moving forward, a lot of men pulling you in a lot of different directions. Everyone wants you. Everyone needs you because you've got that thing happening. You got that smell of procreation. So everything that you're supposed to do to procreate is happening. But you're not going to have children right now because college is ahead. Work is ahead. Life gets hard. Body is in banging. You're working out constantly. You're moving. You can jump through hoops. You can jump through the universe. You can work 16-hour days. You just barely feel it. You can go out with your friends on weekend. You can dance until you drop. And then all of a sudden, you're approaching 30. And you're getting closer and closer and closer. And then you get this little birdie in the back of your mind. This little birdie like, what about children? What about marriage if you're not married? Sometimes you're married, sometimes you have kids, sometimes you don't. But for me, I wasn't married, didn't have kids, but I was like, oh, I had enough boyfriends or fiancés, but it still wasn't quite there. Still wasn't ready. Still was trying to like get this life of single and young and want to hold on to that. So I kept holding on to that for a minute. And then before you know it, 30, and you hear this voice, what about kids? And that voice keeps getting loud and loud and loud and loud. All of a sudden you are either married or you're not married, but the kids are coming. I get through my 30s. Before that happens, I get through my mid-30s. And my 30s were banging. 31 was the jam. If you've gotten your PhD and the job of your life and your business and your career and your travel and you're 31, oh, that's the number right there. But that is also the marrying number. Also, the babies need to come soon. You got to start thinking 30, 40, yes. So, married by the time I was 30-something. I don't remember the number. I was 30-something. And all of a sudden, around 36, 37, still no babies. So I'm like, let me get out of this. Let me take off. Let me do something different because I hadn't tried this and this is really hard. Marriage is hard when you don't want to be there. Hard when it's not perfect. Hard when there's not enough money. Hard when you're not with the right man. Hard when you're with the right man. Hard when you got all these things to do. Hard when you got to go to work. Hard when you got to make everything fun all the time. Hard when every weekend you have to be exciting and new and glamorous and then get up money and be a businesswoman and go to work and make everything work. And then all of a sudden, ta-da, kids show up. You got babies. The advice I want to give to you once you see this, go back and get your education. Get all that lined up. Get your stock portfolio and your real estate portfolio, your paper assets and your real estate assets and your money lined up. So when you come to this point of you're going to be having children, Work at home, manage your money, manage a small business. That's what I recommend to women. Because you want to have time with your children. You want time with your children. If I had more time with them, I didn't have enough time. No, I know that now. You need time with your children, to know them, to love them, to teach them, to read to them to read to you, to play with them, put your feet together, put your hands together. Now, moving forward, the children are gone. We've had 10, 11 years of total mother, daughter, son, daughter bliss, and now they're teenagers. And now they hate you. They don't want you around anymore. Or they need you so much, but they need you like an ATM machine, or a therapist, or a driver, or a cook, chauffeur, tailor, party planner, but you ain't invited to the party. It's another struggle you go through, and you go through this for about 4 years of that pain. And I say make your girlfriends, get your girlfriends and your business up, go on vacations with your friends, you spend some time to yourself because they need time to them, but hold on to them. Don't let go. Hold on. Don't let go. Plan family trips. Make them know family. Make sure they show up. Make sure you show up. But take care of yourself. Keep your business going. Keep your mind straight. Keep your relationship with the ancestors and your creator together. Hold tight. Go to therapy. Go swimming. Go to yoga. Keep that body right. Keep that mind straight. Because before you know it, one injury, one illness, you're down. And you might not get back up. Because this is a crucial time. You're approaching 40. 40s are good. 40s are real good. You still look good. You can still get that weight off. 40s are spectacular, but you got a lot on your plate. So you gotta warrior up. You gotta get your tools in your tool chest. You gotta get that chest loaded, locked, and ready. You gotta keep your weapons on you, locked and loaded at all times. Make sure you surround yourself with greatness, people, writers, attorneys, doctors, engineers, farmers, inventors, everybody that brings you that power, people of color that look like you, doing things that you want to do. That's so important. I didn't realize that, because then 50 hits, 45, 50, late years, you might be married still, might not. Who knows? Who knows what the universe has in store for you? But I'm here to tell you, if you locked and loaded, you ready. You ready. We used to have a saying in school. GC used to say this all the time, and I loved it. And I held on to this thing, and now that's going to be my tagline. Don't be shy. Get you some. Don't be shy. Get you some. And I love that, and I'm still in it, and it's mine, and nobody can take it from me. As of today, I'm going to use it everywhere. So moving forward now, you're in your 50s. Get hard. Everything's changing. Body's changing. All of a sudden you woke up, your hair's falling out. You're hot, you're cold, you're irritated, you're horny, you're not. You go back and forth between, do you want, everything is confusing. I'm straight up with you. Everything's confusing. It's a time when your life is like your husband's either there or he's not. He's with you or he's not with you. Sometimes you want to kill him, and you might not be able to hold on. Who knows? But 50s for me was a lot. I see why women go crazy. Your mind is not solid. You need help. You need therapy. You need group therapy. You need to talk to women. You need to talk about this thing called menopause. Your men are trying to pause. It's going to make you pause and take note that you ain't right. That doesn't say that you're less of a woman. That said your body's getting ready to change to make you into a superwoman. Because then when you hit that 55, 60, if your menna has paused, that's when you have the strength of a warrior. If you have been blessed enough not to have cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, or anything that's going to slow you down, I'm dealing with weight. Now, even that can be changed. Things that you can change. Things you can't change, don't even try. But the things you can change, like weight, diabetes, high blood pressure, those things can be fixed. You fix that quick. You jump on that, whatever is natural, is close to God. Don't be shy. Get you some. Fix it quick. Because before you know it, 10 years will pass. And you'll be right where I am right now, 60. And looking fabulous. But got a lot to do with your attitude and knowing that every day is amazing. You can do this. You got this. You got this, baby. You got this. This is your mama at 60 said, you got this, baby. Come on, you got this. Work on you every day. Give yourself 2 down days a week. That's it. 1, if you can spare it. 1 for you and 1 down day where you do nothing. The rest you go full out. 3 days. You give your work 3 days, 30 hours a week to make that money. The rest you go take care of yourself. Love your babies. Love you. Do you. So now you're in your 60s. Now what? Well, that's the next chapter. We're going to talk about that because I haven't lived that yet. But I can tell you one thing. Strong as an ox. Beautiful. What else can I say? You eat a cookie, you're going to gain 5 pounds. But there's a way to fix that as well. But I love you, baby. I just wanted you to have that journey that I went on. Find a man that believes in you if you don't have it already. Find yourself, believe in you. Find people who are like you, who are brilliant. Surround yourself with beauty and joy. Get rid of things. Sell it. Get rid of it. Keep money in the bank. Keep lots of it. Be around family. Help. Do the best you can, but don't go too far. Take care of you. Love you. You and Ryan know that you got me and you. You got your dad. We had our problems, but that man's a warrior, let me tell you. We all have our problem, but you got our DNA. You go. You go for it. I love you, baby. I love you, Ryan. I love you, Tati. I just wanted to share this journey with you guys, okay? Bye-bye. I love you.